We have 30 seconds remaining. Okay, our 2 minutes is up. So if we could go ahead and close the vote and broadcast the results. And I will read the individual votes aloud for the record. So Dr. Cohn, we have a yes vote. Dr. Sawyer voted yes. Dr. Rubin, yes. Dr. Carrillo abstain. Dr. Perlman, yes. Dr. Schooley, yes. Dr. Gans, yes. Dr. Lee, yes. Dr. Moore, yes. Dr. Chatterjee, yes. Dr. Meisner, yes. Dr. Fuller, yes. Dr. Hildreth, yes. Dr. Neaton, yes. Dr. Offit, yes. Dr. Wharton, yes. Dr. Kim, yes. Dr. Pergam, yes. Dr. McInnes, yes. Dr. Monto, yes. Mr. Taubman, yes. And that concludes the vote. It looks like we have a favorable vote. So I will pass the floor back to Dr. Monto. Thank you, everybody, for putting in your votes today.
Thank you. Now, anybody who would like to explain their vote should raise their hands. Mr. Taubman is first.
Thank you. I voted yes because the balance is strong. Last time, can you hear me?
We can.
Balance is strong for approval, so that's the way I voted. Last time, I did recommend that we not grant EUA broadly, but rather limit it to priority groups to allow for further data to be collected, and since there's limited supply anyway, and that would be to preserve the data we would get going forward. That was not accepted by folks, but we were assured that when Pfizer moved forward, people who were not in priority groups would be maintained in the study, and that was really important to me. I'm very concerned about Moderna's proposal, and it does sound like from the discussion, I know FDA did not want to vote on that. I can see why, but it seemed like there was strong support for if they're going to unblind, they should do it on the basis of when a group comes up in its priority and not unblind everyone right away, which is what Moderna has proposed. I think that would be really disservice. Finally, I did want to say thank you to the FDA folks, though, because they put a tremendous amount of work into this. I think Dr. Meisner said this at the beginning of the meeting, in terms of very long hours, reviewing the data, understanding this, working with the sponsors. They've been under tremendous pressure here, and even they've been under improper political pressure, even bullying and threats. And I think they valiantly resisted that and showed that science is going to prevail here. So a big debt of gratitude to the hardworking FDA folks, Dr. Marks, Tom Dow. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Taubman. Dr. Fuller, you'd like to explain your vote?
Yes, I would. Thank you. First of all, I want to thank the FDA for the incredible work they've done, and this committee as well for the transparency that went in today's schedule and having more time. We're in an unparalleled crisis. I did not think an EUA was the way to go, but since the train has left the station, I appreciate that Moderna has given us a very transparent and thorough study that even from the beginning seemed to be very well organized organized with getting people with underlying conditions, with monitoring activity throughout the study, with even including the serology and nasal swabs, which are not completely analyzed at the moment, but which have great potential to look at important aspects. And then lastly, the care for the study participants throughout, including a plan for monitoring adverse effects, as well as what to do with people who now may want to move in from the placebo. So I appreciate the way that they've conducted a much more transparent and clean study. And lastly, I know that now that we have vaccines available, that we still have to use the preventions that are available such that we can keep each other safe as we go through getting to the type of protection however long it lasts. So I want to thank FDA and all of you for helping with this discussion today. And that's why I said yes. I didn't feel that way last time. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Fuller, Dr. Kurilla, and then for the final word, Dr. Hildreth.
Yeah, thank you, Arnold. Camera not working again. I abstain because I'm very uncomfortable with the language. I think in the midst of a pandemic and with limited vaccine supply available, a blanket statement for individuals 18 years of older and older is just too broad. I'm not convinced that for all of those age groups, the benefits do actually outweigh the risks. And I would prefer to see it more targeted towards people at high risk of serious and life-threatening COVID disease. And we have that, they have that information, and we understand to a certain extent those high-risk groups. So it could be targeted. Lastly, I would have preferred to have seen, rather than an emergency use authorization route, an expanded access program. I think it would have given us a lot more opportunities to continue to collect the data. And my concern about future vaccines was not on non-COVID vaccines, but other COVID vaccine candidates that are in various stages of development. Thank you.
Dr. Hildreth.
Thank you, Dr. Monto. Sorry about the train. I just want to make the point that what a remarkable scientific achievement this is, and say thanks to all the scientists present and past who contributed to this. To go from having a sequence of a virus in January to having 2 vaccines available in December is a remarkable achievement, and I just want to say that and congratulate all those who are involved. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Hildreth. You've echoed my feeling about what a remarkable achievement has been reached here, having the sequence less than a year ago. I just wanted to make 1 or 2 comments before closing. Our vote was even more overwhelming tonight than last week. I don't think that anyone should interpret the difference in the vote being one way or another comparing the 2 vaccines that we have considered. Academics have a way of getting involved in details, and what we have done for the last 8 or 9 hours was to go over the details. And some people took the issues last week, especially those involving different age groups, the 16 and 17-year-olds, to drive the decision that they made, which clearly was made based on that issue and not on the overwhelming evidence for risk being less than benefit, a clear benefit with these vaccines. So I'd just like to close by thanking the committee members, thanking FDA for giving us an agenda which allowed much more open discussion, which I think benefits all of us, including trying to advise FDA on some of these very tough issues that we are facing. And congratulations to us all for achieving this emergency use authorization for a second vaccine, which along with other events will eventually and sooner, we hope, break the back of the pandemic. Now I'd like to hand the floor over to Dr. Atreya to formally close the meeting.
Dr. Atreya, your phone's muted.
I'm sorry. Thank you all. Dr. Manto really described my sentiments, and you all did a great job, and thank you for all your service and effort. We greatly appreciate it. And then I would formally close this meeting. This meeting is adjourned now. Thank you very much. Have a good evening.
Thank you. Good night to everybody.
Good night, Dr.
Thank you.
Manto. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mata.
Thank you all. And with that, we will officially adjourn.
All right, there. History in the making, definitely, once again, as